Welcome to Shakin, where we provide the platform for entrepreneurs and thought leaders to share their stories in order to hopefully influence others to get out of the rat race and chase their own dreams. If you have any recommendations for guests or questions that you want to be asked, please don't hesitate to reach out. Anyways, if you enjoy the podcast, please like, comment, subscribe, and share in order to keep the podcast growing. Otherwise, I'm your host, Jack Moran, and this is Shakin Hands. Dude, Rod Robertson, who's the president of Briggs Capital.
Okay.
He was one of my early mentors when I was first trying to start my business out. And then when I started doing like good revenue, he was like, yo, you're an entrepreneur now, blah, blah, blah. Like, come down to Panama with me. I like run this boys trip down there.
Yeah, I looked into it. I love that. I love everything he has going into that.
Yeah.
It looked like an amazing experience.
Yeah, so I went down there with him and met Jose. And then like 2 weeks later, I came back down to Panama. And then I ended up living there for a year with him. Like, just like getting mentorship from him. It's a long story, but
yeah.
But yeah.
That's a great connection.
He would let me come to any meeting with him. Like, he didn't give a fuck. Because he was retired when he was like 30 pretty much. Like, he took that company public and like, he was just chilling. And so like now he just like does business because he loves it.
Yeah.
But he would bring me to like all these meetings, dude. Like we had a meeting with the NSA in my apartment lobby.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And they were like, these like 3 NSA workers came in and were like, why are we here? And he's like, oh, this kid lives here. And they're like, who the fuck is this kid? And they're like, we really about to do this meeting here about quantum encryption.
Okay.
And then, so that was one weird meeting. Like, this is in the early days. Then there was another one, like, he's like, I have to go to this meeting, and we show up to the like Capitol building in fucking, or whatever building in Miami. And we sit in the mayor of Miami's office with me, Jose, and the shooting coach for the Miami Heat. Again, talking about quantum.
What a weird setup. That's crazy.
So I'm just sitting there eating sushi, like not knowing anything that they're talking about. And he'd be like, hey, do you want to go fly down to like DC? I got to go to this like event. We went down to DC and like, we're with like Chase Young. We're with like Kyle Kuzma, like all these fucking nasty athletes. I don't follow sports like that.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like asking like Corey Kisper, like, I thought he was like an Abercrombie model. I'm like, dude, what do you do for work? And he's like, I'm an athlete, and I've looked him up. He's like the fucking top shooting guard on the Wizards. So that was pretty funny. And they're all like taking pictures with Jose, and one dude gives him like $20,000 in cash and like a fucking duffel bag to buy real estate. And he's like, yeah, I need help like bringing this down to, I can only bring so much down to Panama through the plane. So you got to take half of this. Like, just taking cash bags. Like,
that's insane. I can't imagine being in that environment. That guy changed your whole perspective on the world, too.
Dude, insane. Like, dude, in 1 year, like, completely changed my perspective on business.
I love that. Oh my God.
So tell me what you got going on with your business. Like, what's the model of your business, for instance? First of all, you were explaining it before, but I still don't really get it.
So to put simple, it's my business or my industry is called Amazon FBA, which is fulfillment by Amazon. In other words, I basically buy stuff for cheap, send it to Amazon, and then Amazon manages all the sending it to the customer, feedback, and if there's a return, Amazon manages all that. So it saves me, basically, I do zero back-end work if I do FBA, which allows me to save more time for myself so I can focus on other avenues, such as like researching currently crypto along with other ways to position myself in real estate. That's something I've been looking into. But doing FBA, I'm able to basically do all the upfront work, find the product for cheap, purchase it, send it to Amazon. From there, once it gets to something called a fulfillment center, that's where it gets processed. And then if, let's say you on Amazon and you want to go buy it, you see, hey, I want, let's say ashwagandha. That's one of my main products. Okay, I need some ashwagandha. The way I get, it's called the buy box, which means there's so many other people selling a product. The way you get the buy box is by having the best reviews, 100% customer satisfaction, and having a good price. So there's a lot of ways to boost all those, such as repricers, basically something that sends a message to the customer saying, hey, can leave me a review, etc. But if you get the buy box, and majority of the time I'll get the buy box just because of how my systems are set up, then if you're looking to buy that ashwagandha off Amazon, most of the time you'll be buying it from somebody like me. And given my methods, if you're buying that specific brand of ashwagandha, you're probably buying it from me, just because I have the capital right now to just to fully dominate every listing by just buying the most amount of units and also lowering my prices because I'm getting them for such a good deal. So Amazon FBA is basically buy cheap, sell for more, don't do any of the back end work. Amazon does it.
What's the difference between that and drop shipping?
So drop shipping, exactly. So do you know how much money before I answer that, do you know how much money Amazon does a day on average in sales?
No.
It does 1.6 billion on average a day. That's absurd how much money that is. So with that knowledge in mind, you also have to factor in Black Friday, different times of the year. We're in Q4 right now, which has been booming. This is the most profitable time of the year. And because of that, Amazon does so much. About every $5 spent online, $2 of that is through Amazon, meaning they control 40% of the e-commerce market, which means you tap into $1 trillion industry and you claim 0.00001%, you're still walking away with hundreds of thousands of dollars. So that's absurd. And when you really break down the numbers, it's like, why wouldn't I do this? Why would I not get into that? And you can't just get into it. You need to go through either a type of community so you can learn, because you can easily screw yourself, or you need to have a mentor. I had a mentor, but Amazon is just a better business model than dropshipping, because the hardest thing in anything is marketing. Like the podcast, for example. If you want to blow up, people need to know your brand, so they watch your podcast. Tate. If Tate goes on a podcast, who cares whose podcast it is? People watch it just because Tate's there. So that's the marketing for that podcast. Same with Amazon. Who cares what product I'm selling on Amazon? If the numbers show positive, I buy, because I'll make money off that product moving, because this many units are moving a month and I'm able to get it for cheap and sell it for more.
So are you essentially like a broker? Like they have like voids in supply, and so you go out and find like supply for those orders that are like there's surplus of?
Exactly. Yeah. So Amazon is basically just a large marketplace. Like I was telling Sam in the beginning, Amazon, 60% of all products sold on Amazon are through individual sellers as myself. So with that knowledge in mind, 60%, 1.6 billion. So whatever the math comes out to, you're basically, as a seller on Amazon, you're bound to make money if you do it correct. So it's just better than dropshipping, because with dropshipping, my roommates used to do dropshipping and I've turned them on to Amazon FBA since. One of my buddies did $500 within his first 3 to 4 weeks starting, which is obviously gross, but profit on that with his high margins of 40%. He made $250 to $300. Most money he's ever made in a single day in his life, and he's just turned 19 as well. And he's only been doing it for a month. You do that for a month, I mean, there's no cap to what you can do at Amazon. That's the beauty of it. But dropshipping, there's no. If I'm on Instagram, I'm scrolling and I see some guys selling cool headphones, I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I click on his website. How do I actually know, like, this website's trusted? How do I know I'm not going to get my card information stolen? All those assurances, Amazon gets rid of them all because it's Amazon. It's a notable marketplace, and they're very thick. They're very thorough and very strict on their rules, which allows Amazon to maintain its trust, along with me being able to maximize profits from that.
How did you find out about this kind of business?
I actually live in right outside DC in Arlington, Virginia, and I go to a pretty big gym in my area. A lot of rich people and a lot of entrepreneurs go there. It's called DMV Iron. And I met this guy named Ethan who turned me on to social media marketing. And I was working with him for a little bit. Then I started doing my own thing, and I ended up selling my company. And I was looking to sell my company around this time frame when I met my boy Devin. And Devin's my mentor for FBA. He's closing this year out at just over $1 million in gross, and he has high margins because he does FBM. So he's walking away with a lot. But so I met Devin at my gym, and we always talk about this. I don't even remember meeting him. We remember our second conversation, which was on the treadmill, and we were just immediately started talking business. I was telling him about my previous company. It was called Tide Media, and he was telling me about what he does, and he was like, yeah, this month I'm closing out like 40K. I'm like, holy shit, this guy's doing 40K. I was like, how old are you? He's like, I'm 22. So I was like, okay, what the fuck? And my best month with my current business was around 5,500 gross. And just seeing that this guy's doing 30 to 40K, and he's only a couple years older than me, and he's been doing it for probably 2 to 3 years, all on his own, and then he had his own mentors. But met him at my gym. I was like, this guy's cool as fuck. We just instantly connected. Like we've been boys for days. And ever since then, we've just been pushing each other to do better and just make as much money as we possibly can. I mean, we've had those like late night cigar talks, just chilling on his balcony, just vibing, going like as deep as we can into how corrupt the US is. And it comes to the fucking systems that are in place and how corrupt our I guess our current government is. Thank God Trump won. But we just connected. I mean, everything that you would see in an entrepreneur, or I saw myself, I saw in Devin, and I would feel if that Devin saw the same. And I mean, when we partner up, currently we're trying to build a community, and we're working together to help other people get involved. And I mean, just us working together for a month, we've already changed multiple people's lives with FBA. We've already helped others see the reality of, hey, going to college and getting a piece of paper, it's not going to be good just given how the economy's going. I mean, the devaluation of the US dollar is terrible. Or not devaluation, is that the right word? Inflation's only going up. Everything's getting more expensive.
It's devaluing too.
Devaluing, yeah. And the way it worked for our parents, where you go to college, you get a job, you take a loan, you pay off the house, etc. That will not work in this economy. You cannot make enough money if you're living off. I can't imagine living off $60,000 a year.
Yeah,
I mean, that is so strict. And the level of the poor in Charleston, I'm pretty sure the level of poverty is 24,000, and I'm pretty sure it's between 30 to 40% of people that live in Charleston,
and that's household income. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, exactly. And
entire household.
I mean, you have to take the risk and you have to work. In the beginning, I didn't know it was going to work truthfully. I mean, I just got into it. I trusted Devin. I put my faith into him. Changed my life. And now I understand the systems. I was able to help my roommates, and now I've changed their lives. I was looking at buying a property in the next 6 to 9 months, just given how everything's been going. And currently, I think I'm going to push that back, just given crypto right now. I mean, I'm so much money in there. And I actually might speed it up, just given Dogecoin's been booming. I up a lot on that. Bitcoin and all these other smaller meme coins are just going along with Bitcoin. So I would say I'm grateful for the opportunities that presented themselves, and I give it all credit to God, of course, along with just showing up every day. If I didn't go to the gym that one day, the first day I met him, I don't remember. If I was like, I'm just going to go play Fortnite, go chill in my room, go fucking jerk off, like waste my fucking time. If I decided to do that instead of go out there and go do the hard work, which was going to the gym, which I did, and then I met Devin, which has now spiraled my life in a completely different direction. It's insane what just showing up every day can do. Little opportunities are made every day. Going to a Founders Club, meeting you. If we decided not to go that night, never would have met you, never would have been here. I think everything happens for a reason, and you can never not be lucky if you show up every day.
Yeah, and I think you generate your own reality. I think just like it's not just falling into your lap. Like you're obviously making the moves, and because of that, like things are happening for you, and it's only going to pick up more momentum the longer that you stay on this path. And it's great that you're recognizing this at this age. How old are you now?
18.
You're 18 years old.
Yes, sir.
Holy shit! I thought you were like had a couple years in college.
No, I'm a freshman. I just got here 3 months ago, and they're already trying to kick me out.
So what's it like running a business in college?
It's low-key clout. So many girls are like, "Oh, you drop ship." I got so annoyed at this one girl. I was walking into the elevator.
It's a little and clout.
It's clout. Oh my God, I'm being known on campus as the drop shipper, even though that's not what I do. But I had this huge crate. It was over not crate. I had a pallet. I had 2 pallets with me, and they were full. It was around 700 units of inventory. And it's all wrapped up. Looks so professional. I mean, so sick. It was the first time I ever pulled in a pallet, and I felt like the shit. I was walking in that bin, like, yeah, bitches, yeah, like come hit my line. That's how I felt going in there. And this one girl had the audacity. "Oh, are you doing this for your frat? Is this what they got you doing for your pledging?" I just looked. I was like, does this look like I'm doing some BS for a frat? Like, I'm not in a frat. That's a waste of time, in my opinion. So this girl's like, "Oh, this is so sick that the frat has you doing that." And I was like, egging on, yeah, like, I love my brothers. We're out here doing this for our brothers. We got pledge. We got stuff to do. So I was just fucking with her because that just pissed me off. But yeah, it's clout walking around campus, knowing I make more money than anybody in my class, and probably maybe on campus. There's one. I know this girl on campus. I've been trying to find her. She day trades. She like does like 5,000 to 10,000 a day in trading.
Really?
I can't find her though. She's so hard to find. I've been looking at everything. I've been trying to get connections. I can't.
She's flying under the radar.
Yeah, she does extremely well. I just know that. I remember somebody told me about her, and I've seen a photo of her, but I don't know where the hell she's at. I'm trying to wipe her up.
So what's going on? They're giving you a hard time for starting a business, and
Yeah, so obviously bringing a couple pallets in raises a few red flags. And when I was doing that, I was just assuming. I mean, I'm in the honors college. I'm also in something called the ELLC, which is the Entrepreneurship Learning Living Community, which means it's only 15 of us, and it's a very select group of students in my class who are about entrepreneurship and have the opportunities to strive further in entrepreneurship. So there's 2,500 kids in my class. Only 15 of us are actually in this. Obviously, not every kid wants to be, but there's a good amount that apply. And I was able to get in, and I would assume, hey, I'm in an entrepreneurship class. I'm in honors. I'm basically paying zero in tuition. I should be able to run a company, right? I mean, my resume was stacked with all the businesses I've done prior. So this shouldn't be an issue. I'm assuming that was the main reason I got in, especially given the position I'm in. Maybe a week or two into doing business, get a knock on my door. It's the cops. It's the cops and the lead RA of our building. And I got hit with a official notice of probation, which is, they were stating that if I continue operations, I continue to run a business out of my dorm room, it could lead to me getting kicked out of school, which is insane. And at first I was so taken back by this. So I went and talked to my entrepreneurship teacher, which Alfonso's a great guy. I love him. I was just a little taken back by the stance of him saying, well, obviously you shouldn't run a business. Because I mean, I get what he's saying. Like, college is a business. That's a business in its own. Obviously, a business doesn't want another business running inside it. That makes sense. But college is also supposed to be a place for students to grow and learn so that they can find their true selves. And that's what was pushed on us at such a young age. And the more I look at college, you're just in a slave mind. You're a rat in a race, just trying to get that paper. Oh, I got to turn in this paper. Me turning in a paper doesn't make me money. Me putting time into my business and my network and growing myself and growing my own brand, that's what makes me money. And I don't know why it's so frowned upon to do that, because it's a waste of time or you're risking everything. You're not going to be successful. How do I show up every single day for the past 3 to 4 years is how long I've been doing business. For the last 3 to 4 years, I show up every day and going for the rest of my life. And you tell me I'm not going to be successful? Bullshit. I'm looking at buying a property in 6 to 9 months. Name another kid my age who's doing that. You fucking can't do it off the top of your head. You don't know anybody personally who can do that. Maybe you do. Maybe you, because you got some cool network, but the majority of people don't know anybody doing that. And that's the difference. And I just don't understand how the school is trying to push that what I'm doing is negative.
Right.
It makes no sense to me. And I have a court hearing with multiple people coming up after Christmas. So,
like, if you play devil's advocate from their stance, like, you know, think about it. I mean, because obviously they have a lot more power than you.
oh yeah,
And if you want to like have influence and get what you want with them, you got to step out of your own shoes and like look from their perspective in order to like be able to move them. Like, what are the things that would be of concern to them? Like bringing the pallets in, is that a distraction? Like what pieces of that do you think are the main like top 3 things that they're concerned about, other than you like making money?
You're gonna love this part. So I forgot her name, but I met with this. Her name was Miss Collins. I met with this. Miss Collins is the head of residence life, or one of the assistant heads. And I had a meeting with her after this whole situation went down. I got hit with my notice, my letter. And I asked her, I said, I was complying with everything. I shut down my business. It actually helped grow my business. I'll get into that in a moment, but stopped operations out of my dorm room, stopped doing stuff hands-on. And I had a meeting with Miss Collins, and I was telling her I'm compliant. She was like, yes, you are, et cetera, et cetera. And I asked her, I was like, hey, I'm just curious, why is this a policy? And she paused for a moment, and she looked at me, and I could tell she was forming a thought, because she was like, I'm actually not sure why it's a policy. I can ask my boss and get back to you on that. And they never got back to me. And so I said, oh, why would you assume it's a policy? Well, if you do it, then everyone's going to do it. Ain't nobody doing it. If I'm doing it, maybe 1 or 2 other people do it. You tell me all 2,500 kids in my grade are just going to start running a business? These kids are going out every weekend getting drunk, doing stuff they shouldn't be doing, etc., not working towards bettering themselves, not working towards making a life so that their kids don't have to worry about anything. You're telling me these kids are going to be on the same level as me? Hell no. These kids are not doing that. So that was just a BS reason. And I think that really like ticked me off, and that really strived me to now push even further. So I'm grateful that I got hit with a like matrix attack. I have the same birthday as Andrew Tate as well, December 1st. As I got hit with a matrix attack, and I'm like, young Andrew Tate, we'll just put it like that. Blazing, but yeah.
What do you think is what is the difference between like your day-to-day or your college experience and what you do at college from like what the typical kid's doing through the weekend and whatnot?
So I went out. So I've been in college for now we're on our 13th week, so almost 3 months and some change. I never went out and partied in college until about 3 weeks ago. So that was because that's after the school hit me with this BS. But the first 2 months in 1 week, I would go to bed at 9 p.m., up at 4:30. And from 4:30 till 9 is around the first time I had my class, depending on the day. I would just work. I would learn everything I can about my industry, because there's always more to learn. It's Amazon. There's so much that goes into it. I would learn as much as I can, do as much as I can, find products, source them, new methods, new strategies. And I would basically gain an extra 4 to 5 hours each morning, which compounds over time. And I would do this for over 2 months straight, just grinding, making as much money as I can. And then upon me doing that work, the products come in. From there, I know these products are moving. I know they're going to sell. I know I'm making money. I know I'm going to walk away with this investment of, I think everything cost me like around this past month, everything was between 18 to 20K worth of inventory, walking away with a gross of like 45 to 50, depending on how prices move. But I know I'm walking away with an easy 10 to 15 profit. And that was all due to me just getting up a little early and putting the work in versus other kids. I mean, I have some boys who go out. This one kid, I've not seen him not go out. I'm impressed by that. I'll give him credit for that. This kid has gone out probably every single night, which is bad, but like still, I respect that discipline to going out, whatever you want to call that. But this kid wakes up at like 2 p.m. He has all his classes later in the day. He has 0 morning classes on purpose because he intended to come to college and drink and have fun. Which, I mean, if that's what you want to do, go do that, 100%. But you have to realize that is not going to save you in the long run. That is not going to take you to the levels you want to be.
Well, I think a lot of these kids have like fat little trust funds that they're coming to them. Like they don't really have any consequences of not putting in the work. Which lucky for them, but not the life I want to live.
Exactly.
But
even that, like, exactly. Let's say you get the trust fund. You're going to have a job you're going to hate. You're going to be stuck to a schedule you hate. Let's say your trust fund comes in. Say it's 10 million. Okay, you got 10 million. By the time they do receive that, it's going to be when they're like 30 or 40. And all those important young years of their life were those experiences that you and me are going to have doing whatever the fuck we want when we want, which is my goal. They're not going to miss out on the opportunity. They're going to have bills to pay. They're going to have families to take care of. Next thing they know, all the stuff they wanted to do, as they can't do it anymore because now they have obligations. And also when that 10 million comes in, taxes are going to be insane by then.
Yeah.
So 20, 30 years down the line, who knows? That 10 million is probably going to be devalued by at least 2, just given how everything's going. So make money young, make money fast. If your business isn't profitable, you don't run a business. So that's my mindset on that.
Yeah. You said you've run a couple businesses before this. What were your other businesses?
Yeah. So my first company was a little lemonade stand with my brother.
Oh, yeah.
I was in the 4th grade. I remember me and my brother were standing on the corner and this guy handed us $100 and I was losing my mind because I'm fucking 12, maybe 14 years old. Just made $100 from selling lemonade. Yeah,
You're hooked ever since?
Oh my God, yeah, hooked ever since. And then did that. And my first ever like more like actual business was I did drop shipping for a little bit, had 0 success, didn't really put in enough effort, didn't research enough, didn't learn the methods. This was back in 2020. So prime time, saw a ton of stuff on Instagram about it. Never did correctly, never put the effort in, couldn't do it. Then I started running a clothing brand called Vision Aesthetics with a friend of mine, Grayson, and me and her both co-run the company. She was doing the marketing. I was doing all the back end stuff. And we had a few sales, and that was the first time I've ever had money come in through an online platform, which was a new experience. And I think that first sale of $25 for some pants, it was for some girl shorts. That first sale made me realize all I did was do the back end work while she did the marketing. She brought the people in. I did the back end, and me sitting at my desk, I made money. And all I had to do was just put in a small amount of effort, because this is in the beginning of the company. It's pretty easy to do. And we ended up slowly just stopped caring as much. My priorities got messed up. I was in high school, I think a junior or sophomore, junior at this point. I just couldn't really care. I was just going out and having fun. But clothing brand just went to crap and just kind of dissolved. And then from there, I've been doing trading periodically. I've been hooked ever since I was 13 from my grandpa. I saw him trading one day. Bro pulled in more money than I can even imagine in one fucking trade, because he's been doing this his whole life. He's insane. And I love my grandpa for teaching me that. It's seriously, I think that's truthfully one of the first realizations of money I've ever had, by just seeing this guy hit a few buttons on a screen, went up $1. Bro made bro made money, trades options, trades individuals, etc. But from there, I had my clothing company, which ended up just fading away. And I started running a social media marketing company, which did pretty well. I ended up doing, after 4 to 5 months, I did 10K in gross sales. And that was around the same time as I met Devin. And I knew what he was doing was a better system. I knew it was worth it. And it's funny, because my mentor for social media marketing, he actually used to do Amazon. And this is why I was like telling you how Amazon's a risky business, because it is risky. If you're not thorough and you don't look at the tiny details, you will 100% screw yourself. So my social media marketing mentor, his name was Ethan. He actually did FBA. He was doing around $500,000 a month. Insane numbers. But he got hit with a Section 3 claim, which is where Amazon closed his store like that and basically shut everything down just because he violated some policy. I'm not 100% sure what it was. I don't know. But I remember when I was first getting into it, I pulled up to his house, garage full of boxes. I remember a product he was saying was Ninja blenders, probably like 150 to 200 Ninja blenders just stacked up to the brim in the garage. Porsche, I don't remember what Porsche was. He drove an i8, and he would live in a house with all his boys, and they'd just be grinding. And just seeing that, I was like, I need that. I need that circle. I need to get people in my life where I can pull up home in a supercar, go upstairs, and know as I'm walking up the stairs, I'm making money. As we're talking right now, I'm making money. I'm assuming you're making money. Oh, no, you're definitely making money somehow. So having that where you don't need to work for your money, and you have not passive, but you have money coming in 24/7. That was the goal. So I saw him doing that. I saw his boys doing that. I was like, fuck yeah, I need a circle like this. Started networking, started getting my boys into it. After that, me and my boys started getting a little bit more involved in trading, because at the moment I was only doing it like long term, and I started doing more day trading. And around that time, I was looking to sell my company. I ended up selling my company, Trendtime Media, to a different whale in the industry. That guy was doing way more than I could ever imagine. I just ended up selling my VAs. I would outsource to the Philippines, and I would have it set up where I was using Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So 6 different avenues of traffic flooding to one page, bringing in a ton of people to that. And I would have my VAs run that 24/7, and they would work in the Philippines, pay them $2 an hour. I mean, it's the Philippines. That's an amazing network. So outsourcing the work to there and just getting them to work for me while I'm able to go do whatever, also realized me systems. That was the first realization of systems and how efficient they can be, because I'm able to go out and go to the pool with my friends, go on a date, and just know, hey, my VAs are working for me right now. And I just got to shoot a quick text to make sure everything's good. So that was with the social media marketing company. I was making good money, but every dollar I made, I reinvested, and I wasn't doing it correctly, in the sense I was spending as much as I was making. So I was basically breaking even all the time, which still a good feeling to make money online and know you're doing something right. But at the same time, it's a very competitive social media marketing. It's very competitive. You have to be able to sell, and that's something I've been working on, sales. And I've been looking at a lot of Hormozy, Sam Millsap, or Millsap, yeah. And at the time I was looking to sell that, I met Devin. From there, Devin taught me, and I mean,
What were the lessons that you got from him that were important?
oh, there's so many. Family's the most important thing. That's the one, those are the people in your life, no matter how wrong you do them, they'll always be there for you. At the end of the day, you're bound by blood. So my mom and my father are huge influences on me. My father served in the Army for 29 years, and my mother's just she's amazing. She helps me with so much. She's probably the reason I'm so successful, because she's fought so many battles for me that I didn't know I could do on my own. And I just love my mom to death. She does so much to me, and we argue all the time because it's just how that goes. But my mom's just such a great woman, and she's only done good for me. And I love her. I love her to death. Same with my father. They helped me so much. I would not be in this position if it wasn't for them. So they supported me and they were there. So big influences. And Devin's influenced me on the importance of hard work, showing up every day, being true to yourself, being who you are and having your brand, and don't be a scumbag. You are your brand. If you screw up and you screw somebody, that's going to stick with you forever. Maybe nobody's going to find out right now. Down the line, when you're making multi-million-dollar deals and people are doing research on who you are as a person, if they see, hey, this guy chiefed this guy out of $2,000 one time. All right, well, we're about to do multi-millions with him. Maybe this isn't the best idea.
Right.
So those type of morals as a person are very important. So
Those are good lessons that he's given you.
yeah, they're great. There's definitely a lot more. I can't really think of them off the top of my head. But yeah, actually, I just forgot. I was working with selling exotic cars for a little bit too. I don't know how I forgot about that one. That was right in between the social media marketing business, the exotic cars, and FBA. So I was still right in the middle of like selling the company. And for spring break, I went with my boy Devin Cohen. I love that kid. And we went down to Boca, and we were staying with his grandparents. We were like, all right, well, what can we go do? We're near FSU. We went to go talk to some pretty girls, had fun with that for a little bit at the beach, having a little fun. We're on spring break. We're just messing around. Then we're like, all right, let's go look at some cool cars. So we went to go look at some exotic car business down there. Saw some dope ass cars. I got some photos on my Instagram of me standing in front of these two Porsches. Each one's worth $2 million. It's so sick. And I remember this guy named Tony Lorenzo. He has his own company. He also sells cars. Met him, talked with him for probably an hour, if not two. And off the bat, he fucked with me in a sense. And I just fucked with him. I was like, yeah, this guy's like a stone killer. He's in his 60s, or I mean, it's not 60s, maybe 50s, 60s, in that range. And he's had so many experiences. Such a cool guy to talk to. It reminded me of talking to Grant Cardone in a sense, but instead of real estate, cars. So that guy makes a lot of money. He knows the business, and he's called the Countach King because he bought every Countach on market that was available back in the 19 something. It was early, and he sold each one he bought them for like pennies on the dollar, basically, because the market was down. Nobody liked Countaches at the time. And then they started becoming popular. And the Countach is the car that Jordan Belfort had in The Wolf of Wall Street. And he bought, I think it was either 11 or 21 that were available, held them for a couple years, sold each one for over, I forgot how it was, but I know he made like 300,000 off each sale, and times that by 21, made multi-millions off that. So he knows the business better than anybody. And speaking with that guy, so sick. And off that, we just kept talking. I came back 2 days later, just hung out with him, talked about what I could do for him, because I'm very good at sourcing, and I would basically find potential leads for him, and upon each lead selling, I would take a commission of that. So let's say a McLaren, I saw a car that I brought a lead to him was a McLaren 720S, selling for 2 something, I don't remember, but His profit on that was like 30 or 40. And because I brought him the lead, I take 20%. And I just, boom, just like that. But I had to learn the new skill of sourcing properly. I had to learn who to source, where to find these people. But I mean, these are high ticket items and people are constantly selling cars because that car value market is insane. Cars will go up in price all the time. Cars will go down in price all the time. And he knew what cars would be worth something and he knew which ones weren't just by looking at them. And because he'd know all the data. I mean, he was insane at what he did. And I worked with him for 2 to 3 months. And then I ended up working with Devin. I already met Devin at the time, but I was really looking to invest into FBA just because it was more on my control. I would have the control to make more money. And I have the same thing with the sourcing, but I learned about credit cards. I learned about what goes into LLCs, taxes. I have a tax guy now. I have just all the legal stuff. I would say it's before working with Devin, I didn't know anything about it. And now that I'm 18, I know a lot into all this. And it's been a great experience, and I'm still good friends with Tony. I was texting him this morning, just catching up. But we were gonna go to Miami a couple months ago, and we were gonna meet him there. He drives a Ferrari. It's a $1 million Ferrari. It's a collectible. I don't know why he drives it. He probably got multiple of those, but has all these old brands on it. It's really old. I don't know enough about cars to say what it is, but we were gonna go down to Miami with him, and he was just gonna like ball out with us and take us out and basically pay for everything. But it ended up not working out just because our time frame got messed up and his also did. But I mean, it would have been so sick. It would have been a great experience. But yeah, Tony's a great guy and he has his own page right now where he sells his own collectible cars. And I think it's called the Lorenzo Report. And he's doing amazing with that. He's looking at growing an army. He's looking at getting a lot of young entrepreneurs, a lot of young, strong-minded, strong-willed people as myself to get involved in all that. So he's doing that. He's doing amazing. And then that's when I started working with Devin. And now I'm doing what I'm doing, which is FBA,
Do you think that's a good business model for like kids in college that want to start a business?
Yes. The only hesitation I have is just because of the legal bullshit I'm going through right now, but my matrix attack. But yeah, I mean, my roommates are doing it. They're successful. They're doing amazing. And like I was saying before, how this sort of matrix attack had helped me expand my brand was now I work with a prep center in Wyoming. So I chose Wyoming because non-sales tax state, a lot of other tax benefits, etc. And I'm working with them. And basically how it works is if I order products from, let's say Walmart, let's just use a basketball, for example. I order 1,000 basketballs. So each one costs me $2.
Do they hold the inventory or?
So yeah, that's one method they could do. So they either hold the inventory, which is FBM, and then they'll send it to the customer directly, or they'll send it to an Amazon fulfillment center and then Amazon will manage it. But prep center in Wyoming, 1,000 basketballs, I purchase them. I type in the address, gets sent to the prep center. Once it's at the prep center, they'll get it all ready to go to the customer or to Amazon. But the premise of that is I'm now fully hands off and all I need to do is basically coordinate a few things. And I'm working towards the point of hiring VAs to now source products and teach them that system. But teaching somebody how to source products in the Philippines is kind of hard because, I mean, you're paying them cheap. So the effort is, you get what you pay for. So that's the kind of stuff I'm
Trade-off, yeah.
Exactly, trade-off, exactly. But working at basically getting to the point where all I need to do is just type in my credit card information and I've money coming in, money going out. But yeah, Amazon's a great business model. And I think if you're looking at raising capital, that's 100% where you should start. And I'll give a little sauce right here because this information isn't useful unless you actually know the business and you're in a community or you have a mentor. But selling books. So selling books on Amazon, out of $1.6 billion that's transacted a day, 10% of that is books. That's $160 million in books on Amazon. That's insane how much that is. And you factor in throughout the year, it's a couple billion. That's more than a couple billion. It's a lot of billions. But Amazon does that number of book sales a day. So with that knowledge in mind, you tap into 0.0001% of books. You get them for $1 to $2. You can even get them for free. There's so many ways to get books because people always have books that they're looking to get rid of. You get them, you list them. I have 2 books on my marketplace that are selling for $5,000 each, which are the way everything's going and based on the
$5,000 for a book.
Yeah, I'll show you that after. But yeah, so one book is going for 5,000, another one's going for 4,500. Got them both for free. It's insane. Just because of methods I discovered and I implemented, so I'm also dyslexic, dysgraphic, and I have ADHD, dyscalculus, etc. Everything that could be wrong with somebody, I got it. So those traits of having to think through things differently have definitely helped me get to where I'm at. I'm able to think outside the box and think of strategies and think through methods differently than others. And I've even put Devin onto some of my own strategies. And now my margins on, what was it? In July, my ROI off everything was 26,000%. And that was just because I was getting everything for free. My margins were through the roof. I was able to obtain over 4,000 units like that for free, no legal issues, all justified, nothing wrong with it. And I would list them on Amazon, list them on my marketplace, book sales, 10% a day. So I give that average about 10% of my marketplace will sell. No, that's not correct, but you get the idea. But I mean,
what are some of those methods that you were talking about that you give to Devin that, helps you think through problems that?
Yeah. So how much sauce do I want to give away? But because books are so profitable, it has the highest return on anything on Amazon. You're able to just figure, hey, where can I get books? What areas are getting rid of books? And you're able to go out there, collect them, and then list them and sell them. And everything on Amazon has something called the BSR, which is the best seller rank. And that determines how fast products are moving. So with the BSR, for books, let's just use books for example, because I know them in and out, but if a book has a 100 bestseller rank, that means that's the 100th best selling book on Amazon at the time, meaning it's going to sell like that. It's selling instantly. It goes up to around 12 to 15 million, somewhere in that range, meaning there's 12 to 15 million different books on Amazon. So let's say it has a 12 million seller rank. That's the 12 millionth fastest selling book on Amazon at that current moment, which means it's going to take over a year to sell, just given how everything works out. So with that knowledge in mind, you can determine by using different apps. I use Scoutly. It's one app. You scan the barcode on the book. It lets you know, but it will show you how much you can profit for. You subtract the cost of that book, or if you get it for free, you don't need to. You see your profit. You see what you can sell it for. You look at the history, and then you also you see how fast it's moving. And I mean, there's just so many ways to do books. You can literally buy them off your computer for cheap and then sell them for more. You can go out there, get them for free. And Devin taught me a lot of the systems that go into that. And I mean, it's just so scalable. I have a few buddies back home that I put on, and I have a couple kids that are collecting books for me right now, and they go out there, they get them, and then when I get back, I'm going to list them, and I'm also paying these kids to do work for me. So got people in Wyoming, got people in the Philippines, got people back home, got people down here. So when I say it's like clout, when I break it down pretty simply for somebody on my campus, it's like, damn.
So what are the goals with the company? Like, what do you want to do with it?
So I want to scale it to as large as I can. So what that means is it's a capital game. The more money you have, the more you can do. There's different avenues at Amazon. You can do FBA and FBM, and you can do online arbitrage, wholesale, books, and then just flipping products. So there's a lot of different ways you can do Amazon. I'm focusing currently on the online arbitrage, a little bit of wholesale, and I'm not doing books anymore, just given the numbers I'm putting up. It takes so much time. I'd rather invest my time into other areas. But in 2025, like I said, I want to do $1 million in gross sales with 30% returns. So that's 300,000 in my pocket that I'm going to be, that's profitable. That's all profit, 300,000 profit. So I want that profit to go back into my business so that I can then generate upwards of 2 million. All right. I want to do 2.7 million by the end of 2026 in gross sales. And truthfully, it's probably going to be more than that, just given how scalable the business model is. Because You just need capital. It's really just a capital game and knowing the systems. You learn the systems, like I said before, you learn in one time, you have the capital, anybody can do it. So it's really not too complex. It's just you have to do it correctly, because you fuck up, you break a law, or not law, you break a rule that Amazon has, could terminate your account. And that's why a lot of people don't do Amazon, because Amazon can be risky. If you're not thorough, if you're not here to grow your business and you're here to make money, don't do Amazon. Because you have to be here to grow your business, meaning you care about your business, meaning you care about what you're doing. And I think that's also been a great lesson that Devin installed on me. It's not about making money. It's about growing something. When you focus on the growth of a company instead of the money you're making, you make 20x whatever you think you're making, or whatever you think you can make in that month. So just focusing on the business, not the money coming in. And I mean, well, I'm fucking 18, so like, what do I need to buy? Like, I got nothing. I'm like, maybe my Chipotle bowl every now and there, like some bullshit like that. But also some cool shit for this coming spring break, or it might get pushed over the summer. Me and all my roommates, because we're doing FBA and we're having great success. Because also being in that community, we're all working 24/7. You're telling me 4 motherfuckers are working 24/7, going to the gym almost every single day, putting in 100% effort, and we're all just going to be losers? Hell no. My roommates did dropshipping before. They had great success with that. Ended up switching to Amazon because it's that good of a business model. When you're working with a guy who does millions a month or millions a year, and you're also working in a team and like a cohort in a sense, as one.
It's like a little incubator.
Exactly. Incubator. Incubator. Yeah. You can't fail. You really can't. I mean, my roommates put me on a crypto. I just got into crypto. I'm so pissed off. I just got in. I'm so behind the ball. I'm so late to the jump or to the start. But I mean, given where Trump's saying, what Elon's doing, BlackRock, I forgot the name of the company. It's Milestone or Mile something or Mine, whatever. They just bought $2 million worth of Bitcoin. Ecuador, it's the only type of currency that's acceptable. That's pretty old, but still, all these people are buying crypto. If you don't have crypto right now, you need to go buy that now, because it's only going up. Bitcoin just broke all-time highs, and people are like, okay, cool. So it's at a high, so it's going to go down. That's where they're wrong. It's at a high. Everyone's talking about it. It's at a high. It's being told everywhere. Bitcoin broke all-time highs. That knowledge and people putting that information out there, crypto's truthfully only based on hype. That's more hype than you could ever get. It's now worth, I think it peaked at 93 or 94,000, somewhere in there. Everyone's talking about it. It's being told on the news. So like my father, oh, Chase, you see Bitcoin just hit 93? I just bought some. It's going to keep going up. My father, yeah, exactly. So he saw that. He's buying it. My grandpa, well, I mean, he trades, so that's different. But all these people are getting under it, and you know you're late when you have your taxi driver talking about it. Your teachers are talking, well, maybe not teachers, depending. You know, either way, if you're late to the jump right now, I think you should get in it. Are you invested in crypto?
No.
You got to get in it.
Yeah, just for me, anytime I put money into a bandwagon, like, it just goes down. Like, anytime someone gives me the hot tip on like a bet, on a parlay, on like some stock, I throw money in it, and not knowing like my money, I always end up losing money. So I found that like investing in things that I'm like very familiar with and that I understand is way less risky, that I have more control over. So that's like why I haven't invested in it yet. Yeah, I've slowly kind of gotten like to be more familiar with it. I didn't like it because it has like no like back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now it does, because Trump's the first president in ever, I guess, or U.S. history. Trump's the first U.S. president to ever back it, and Elon's division is being called Doge. So I'm very big on technical analysis. In high school, we had our senior thesis. I did my senior thesis on technical and fundamental analysis, comparing the two trading strategies. And I've had great success with trading. I've also lost thousands in trading. That's the part of the game. You don't trade based off how much you win. You trade it off your overall percentage at the end of the year. So overall, I'm up a couple hundred, maybe 1,000%. I gotta look back, but trading is one of those things. I have dyslexia. I have to view things differently. I can't read as well as others. I have to look at words, figure out the patterns within those words, and then pattern recognition, I'm able to read. Same premise to trading. You teach me at one time, I look at a chart, I can let you know where that stock's going. Trading's been something I'm very good at because of my learning.
Like an intuition?
Exactly. No, not so much intuition, just, I mean, maybe a little bit intuition, but having dyslexia, it's prohibited me from doing different things. So I have to think of them. I have to think through things differently, which has led me to be so profitable in pattern recognition, which is all trading is. I mean, there's so many different charts that go into that, but I mean, forgot where I was going with that, but crypto, where was I just going with that?
You were talking about how like Elon's backing it now.
Yeah,
Trump's
so
backing
yeah,
it.
exactly. So Elon's backing it, Trump's backing it. It's just it's such a solid investment currently, just because some of the most powerful and wealthy people on the planet are getting into it. And these people, you have to think, as intelligent as you think you are, there's somebody out there, obviously, who's more intelligent. They've been doing investing, trading for 30, 40 years plus. And if they're putting money in because they understand markets and they understand how hype, et cetera, how governments work, then clearly there's something going on there that they see. So I don't think it's too late to get in. Obviously, it's late, but it's not too late. Too late is going to be, I mean, I just think of it like this. I don't know. I can't give you a time frame because that's getting too specific, but I can give an idea. But I'm more viewing it as, I like to put it in like a Fortnite analogy. All Trump did was hit ready up. He's loading into lobby. Wars have ended. Peace treaties have been made. Governments are asking for Trump to be nice to them, basically. Trump has taken over the world just like that, just by winning an election by a landslide.
Yeah.
So just with that, he's not even president yet. Biden's still president. These systems haven't even been in place yet. So with that knowledge in mind, all bro did is ready up. Once bro jumps out of that battle bus, day one, and goes to lands, bro's pushing tilted, fucking solo 1v4ing everybody out there. Crypto's going through the roof. If it pumped just based on him winning, what's it going to do when he steps in office? Day one. His plans for day one are already insane. Oh my God, I can't even comprehend how insane the next 2 to 3 months are going to be for crypto.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think of it like that. Bro won, crypto went up. Bro's not in office. Bro has zero power. He hasn't done anything. All he's done is hit ready up. Bro drops. Bro's getting the victory out. Bro's already got the victory out and he just spawned in. So I like to view it like a Fortnite analogy because that's just a simple way to put it.
We're definitely titling Sam the podcast Young Entrepreneur Compares Entrepreneurship to Fortnite. Use that as clickbait.
Good one.
I don't know if it's beneficial for you to like get more people under your umbrella, but if I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of young guys from College of Charleston and, you know, other surrounding colleges that are going to watch this, how do they reach out to you if they want to get involved in what you're doing? And I don't know if that's beneficial to you, but
no, 100%. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, so me and Devin have been working on, well, Devin's actually been working on this for a long time. I'm sort of just getting into it, but Devin has a community on Discord. It's like, oh, a community selling a course. It's not that at all. I hate course selling, has such a bad name to it. And I bought other courses in the past. Courses, you need to do your research before buying something. If you're just going to buy it based off somebody plugging something online, that's your own fault. You're an idiot. Do some research, put in a little bit of work at least. Devin has made a community online where you join, bro will get you cash flowing like that. It's instant, along with one-on-one mentorship. And I was just on a call with somebody the other day and I was probably talking to them for an hour and I'm trying to give them the opportunity because this is a life-changing opportunity. It's changed my roommate's life. One of my roommates made fucking $250, $300 profit the other day just off fucking selling books. So if you can do that quick, investing money into something is just part of business. If you can't spend money, you're not going to make money. You can make money without spending money. That is true, but you can't scale. You can't be truly successful. If you have dreams and you want to go places and you want to buy things, you need to invest money into yourself. And that's what Devin has created. I mean, it's been step by step for me. Devin's helped me. It's helped my roommates. It's become a personal connection now. I mean, me and Devin are like fucking brothers is how I like to put it. I have my own brother. He goes to school in Colorado. We're two very different people, but I mean, I love him to death. We agree on a lot of things, disagree on a lot of things, but I mean, Devin's just been such a good influence to me. I just view him as like an older brother in a sense.
We should get him on the pod.
We should, 100%. I love that. I was actually calling him on the way here. He didn't pick up. I'm assuming he's sleeping and probably out at the club last night doing something, having too much fun. But yeah, I was trying to give him a call before hopping on here, and yeah, he'd probably love to come on. He's back home in Arlington, Virginia. So
yeah, that'd be sick. Where can people like find you and reach out to you though? Like,
so yeah, I'm on Instagram. My Instagram's Chase_B_Davis. That's my main Instagram. I have DMs are always open. Shoot me a follow, shoot me a DM, etc. Always open to reaching out, helping new people. So definitely a big thing for me.
Fantastic. Any last advice you want to give to young entrepreneurs?
You got to take risk. If you're not willing to take risk, you're not going to be successful. Nothing good has ever happened from just sitting around watching it. Oh, crypto's going up. This is insane. It's going to hit 100,000. Okay, well then why haven't you put money in? Well, it's kind of risky. When you just here to talk about it, when you just like, go invest, go make money, invest your money, and don't buy stupid shit. Oh my God. So this is just a guess watch. This shit was a couple hundred. People always think it's a couple thousand. I'm like, bro, you're bugging. So it's a watch I bought after I sold my social media company. I was just like, I was kind of stupid. I tried to invest that into some other bullshit, but people will just get money and then spend it on stupid shit. You got to get money and go actually invest it into yourself, into an index, into a stock, into crypto, into something. Make your money work for you. Don't let money control you. Let you control the money.
Yeah.
That's just the best advice I have. Invest in yourself, invest into your own brand, and don't ever cross people. Do right by everything.
Yeah.
So that's some advice.
It's great advice, and it's awesome that it's coming from you, someone at such a young age. Those are some powerful lessons.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you coming on. No, it's
yeah,
fun.
pleasure.
All right, bro. Nice.